European currencies to purchase his oil. You can look into that.
Right. Hey, Amon, you had brought up a thing about Burkina Faso a while ago, right? Burkina Faso is directly north of Nigeria. Trump just set up this bitch Nicki Minaj to stand before the UN and basically big up Trump. You know, saying that he's for peace and all these different things, and that's really setting up the stage for Trump to go over there, man. To get whatever resources from Nigeria to be close to Burkina Faso, man.
They're persecuting the Christians of Nigeria.
Right. So they painting the picture so Trump could be justified in going in there, man. You know?
This man can never have enough.
Right. Same thing in Haiti, man. They set up that nigga barbecue. You know, he's supposed to be this rockable figure, but all those guns that are being fucked over there, man, are done by the you got a lot of what they call the Haitian elite. A lot of them are Amalekites. A lot of them are friends. A lot of them are candidates. Syria and Lebanon. They're the ones that are controlling the
dealt not treacherously with thee.
Right, you want to be that spoilers, and that was not spoiled, man. Okay? Anytime Esau comes on stage, people deal with him peaceably, man. You know, he comes into the land, you know, the people, people of peace, they invite him in, and they try to take care of him, show him over, get into the environment, he peace, but then the whole time, he plotting to spoil them and do treacherously, man. It's what he did to Native Americans.
down to the regular Edomites that you see every day, right? They all wicked, man. You look at the lynchings, you look at the hangings, the redlining, you look at all these different things. It's been a collective effort by them, man. You know, they're all wicked. That's why the Lord's going to put them all into chains. You know?
Systematic oppression. I have a little bit more when I know this. It says, his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Right, so hey, bring it back to modern time, all right? Here it is, you got Donald Trump talking about, oh, the reason why we gotta go into Venezuela is to stop the drug traffickers, right? But really, he's in there to create another war, profit off this war, and to steal resources. Steal gold, tantalum, okay? So that, hey, that fits these Edomites, like Donald Trump, okay? Like the American military, the military-industrial complex, man. The CIA, all of them, all right? All right, these guys never stop. Yeah, they changed the name, now they call themselves the CIA and, you know, Blackwater and shit, but it's the same spirit, okay? You know what I'm saying? Mercenary, it's the same people. They can't have fun, they're not satisfied, you know? You got something, bring it up.
This is Acts 2, verse 5 and 6. They also had a
bases everywhere, okay? And what are they doing there? All right? They want what all these other nations have. And so they cut, you got a lot of these nations like, damn, I don't want to get blown away by the American military. Cut a deal. And you got other nations like, okay, all right, we're willing to go to war. All right, we got to create dinner and sell the American sheep. Why we got to go fight this nation? You see that? The devil. It's the devil.
Demonic country,
Yeah.
demonic city, man.
Yeah.
See, I follow the guys in Birmingham, man.
Yeah.
Okay, great job and everything. I'm
Right.
thinking, I said, man, if that's on the Bible Belt, God's holy land, I'm gonna have to pay a visit. I don't must get his way, but you know.
Right.
And I know the truth is being exposed.
Right, right.
I grew up, my old man, he's stuck in his old ways,
Yeah,
racist ways.
Right,
The
right.
prejudice, they fall in the matrix. I'm out of it.
Who's your father? Who's your father? What's the nationality?
Oh, the Irish American.
Oh, you're an Israelite. You know, the Irish.
Old school,
Yeah,
man.
the Irish.
You know, he's all
Yeah.
so white.
Yeah, you're an Israelite.
Right, I'm a black sheep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm
It's
told,
what's-
I'm told.
The Irish are so-called black.
Boy, it sound like it.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. No, it's
Real jokes on people.
Right.
It's all right.
right, right.
Yeah, black men ruled in Ireland.
Yep.
Well, hey, man.
You know-
Look at it, think about it. Their body is superior.
Right.
You know, it really makes
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that's a
all
king.
eyes are oh, black man, oh, I'm smart.
You're an Israelite.
Well, yeah.
This is what happened in Ireland. Okay, let's say we're in Ireland, right? And black men are ruling Ireland. Now I get a white woman, right? Have sex with her.
Yeah.
The child is going to come out light, right?
Well, yeah.
And if he does, if that boy does the same thing, he's going to, my grandson is going to come out even light. You know? Blake Griffin.
Blake Griffin.
Keep going. One generation, two generations. Somebody who's really, their bloodline goes back to somebody who looks like me. They're going to look like you. So you're going to have that. It's not so much a color thing. For the most part, yes, so-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans. But it's not a color thing because if the spirit goes back to these people, your lineage, you're an Israelite.
Look at that. Yeah, you're an Israelite. A white boy that can walk.
Right, you know?
Yeah.
Read that transgressive by one again. Since I could do it, respond. Says you know because you transgress by one. Right. When somebody transgresses by one, what happens? They return to living. They, you know what I'm saying? They out of it. So Esau, he's out of it, man. He's drunk off of power, man. Right. He's drunk off of the philosophies and lies that he's taught himself to believe in. Right. Okay, he's drunk off the deception. He's drunk off of these different agendas that he's created. Okay, and the wealth that he's attained. All right, like it says in Isaiah chapter 10, it talks about how the king of Assyria, man, you know, how he was drunk, you know, how he was power hungry and drunk on power. You know, by my wisdom and by my knowledge, and my, you know, gathered all the people. I gathered all the riches by my strength of my hands. So now he's drunk off of power, man. He's power drunk, you know, he thinks he's smarter than everybody, man. You know, so that's how he's continuing to do what he's doing, man, because now he's basically, he doesn't have a living.
That's right. He says,
Right.
that's pride. And now Esau's like, wait a minute, I can hold this space now.
Right.
You can't tell me nothing. Who are you?
Yeah.
That's why the Lord will judge me.
And the Obadiah 1. The vision of Obadiah 1 says, the Lord God, the Most High, concerning evil, that when he means red, because the white living in their actual it says, we have heard the Lord, and the ambassador said, the Lord made arise you, let us rise you against her. Right, because the Lord is getting ready to make this move. It's okay. Let them keep destroying the earth. Let them make 1,000 genders. Let them keep wasting laws and their own filthy lust. You know, you got an Epstein files. You really got more things. It's more than one Epstein island. They do Hollywood and everyone. But why would you be trying to protect people and hide people from this information you're getting out? Because you're wicked.
Wicked. You're evil. You know? And the American government is a bunch of wicked, evil people who've been blackmailed by the JJs in 1948 with the Small Acts.
Right.
That's why your government, this government is crooked, man.
Right.
It's compromised.
Right. And it's always been wicked and evil. It's that helped them survive the first couple winters over here. You know? Come on now.
They want to say global warming. Yes, let's talk about the LI.
Hey, you do have the Earth the Earth does language now. It is. It's polluted under the absence thereof. The ocean is destroyed. The atmosphere is destroyed. So yeah, part is so about right there.
Well, first
till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to them, would they not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? That's what the Lord is going to do to these Edomites. Really, that's what he's doing now. He's going to totally expose them. Totally expose them and totally take everything from them.
Yeah.
Just like everything was taken from us, take everything
Yeah,
from them.
that's like shadow. What goes around,
Oh, man.
That's right. That's justice. Isn't that justice?
shadow above the below. I said, hey,
That's a balance.
that takes time.
Hey, hey.
verse 13.
Right.
For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world.
So they get to be shot into the ends of the world. So that's talking about nuclear war. That's talking about those nuclear missiles end. All right. If you have any understanding of military jargon, whenever the United States has a term, whenever they lose the nuclear missile, what do they call it, brothers? Broken arrow. So that's talking about the nuclear missiles. All right. The Bible's been prophesying nuclear destruction for thousands of years. Christmas
They'll be grounding up one set of people, the tribes, man. But I show you hatred for them.
Right. You know, what about the Ishmaelites and
Right.
the Elamites and these other
Yeah.
European Edomites that be over here?
Why aren't you grabbing up these Arabs? Remember that Afghanistan national that killed those 2 soldiers?
Yeah.
Why isn't ICE in what's it called? Detroit, Dearborn. That's a heavy. It's not a Arab nation.
This whole thing is about, man. This is the Lord's big movie. It's a whole movie, and gives people who are the main characters, man. Beginning with the elect, who will start with our Lord Yahawashi144.
So we put the crack on the street.
Right, exactly.
A black man from the hood can't afford the shit for bringing cocaine in the 80s.
Right.
It was the white man military, Oliver North,
Jews are not.
Oliver North, and the CIA.
And they got movies of
Oliver
killing
North and the CIA. It's facts. Google it. It's the U.S. military along with the CIA that was bringing in cocaine.
Right.
All right, so they could fund the war. What they call the Iran-Contra scandal. Faggots.
They tell you when that movie Sicario,
Yes, Mario.
and the Medellin cartel was talking about the U.S. government. They tell you these things, man.
Exactly.
This is true. America has the power to do it, man. I wanted to get this. Jeremiah 50.
So my question is on a lot. Who is the weapons manufacturer for the whole world? Who's smuggling and mongering all these weapons, man?
Yeah.
It's the United States.
I say 2 major superpowers are the biggest arms exporters on planet Earth. America's number 1, Russia's number 2.
Right.
Edomites.
Yep.
Right.
Okay? Raytheon, Boeing, okay, General Dynamic, these are all defense contractors who export their weapons to all these nations. That meaning they need war so they can sell their weapons.
That's the spirit.
BlackRock is an asset management firm that oversees these defense contractors. All right, and they're heavily invested because what is BlackRock known to do? All right, invest other people's money. They're asset manager investment firm. And that's why BlackRock is the hand of the Rothschild. Nobody will talk about it. You got it. That's it.
Hey, Jeremiah 50 and 22. A sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. And that's what's coming to America. It's going to be destruction. It's not going to be peace. You know? Verse 23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? Now the brothers just broke down who are the major suppliers of defense weapons.
Yep.
The hammer of the earth. Who has their garrisons and their embassies and their military spread out throughout the earth and the oceans and America. The American Navy, the American Army.
Yep.
You know?
And it's coming out how these U.S. embassies are just fronts for the CIA to go into these lands, sell weapons, bribe these other nations, all right, give money to these rebel groups that don't like their current government. Say, look, we'll give you money, we'll give you weapons, coercion. So these embassies are just fronts for the CIA to do their dirty work.
Right. Pretty sure they spying on these nations.
Oh, well, that's it. That's it.
You know?
We'll give them weapons.
Yep.
Oh, you don't like the current regime? You don't like the government?
Yep.
All right, give them weapons.
Yep.
You know, give them some money. And then, which is fucked up because on the back end, they're going to use that as a means or as justification to go up there and start occupying shit. You know what I'm saying? And bringing war,
Right,
man.
right. Okay, good example.
So it's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna give you some guns,
Right.
so that you can fight against this terrible regime.
Right.
But then 5 years later, oh, you're a terrorist. We gotta go.
Perfect.
That's wicked as hell, bro.
I'll give you a historical.
That's wicked as
A historical history. Afghanistan, okay? Remember in the 80s, the Taliban, okay, was being funded by America to go fight Russia.
Right.
Russia, right? Fast forward, like the elder just said, all of a sudden now, Afghanistan's the new boogeyman.
Right, the Taliban.
The
They're
Taliban.
terrorists.
They're terrorists.
We got
All right, Hamas, yep.
Yeah.
Right? Hamas, right, because the JJs are the ones that created Hamas.
Right.
Nobody want to talk about that.
Right, yeah.
Who created Hamas? Come on, ish people. All right, but nobody want to talk about that. It's all facts, but they're going to skip over this.
Right.
So you are the hammer of the whole earth,
Right,
mainly
right.
America.
Right, and that goes back to the prophecy in Revelation, the 16th
destruction, man.
Facts.
Revelation 7. Once the Lord seals his elect with this truth, that the destruction, the winds of destruction is going to go through. Now, Jeremiah 58:23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? America is Babylon. Prophesied of in the scriptures. You know, a lot of us, they're being paid out. Get away from all of America. Right.
War and slaughter everywhere.
That's Esau.
That's Revelation.
Yeah.
Revelation 6.
War and slaughter
Everywhere. Hey, that is Esau Edom. Who is orchestrating this? Who is the one authorizing all this war and slaughter? Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Start with the American military and the CIA, and then the JJs and the Mossad, and then Britain, MI6. Oh yeah, they don't like us, man. That's why they keep working with our camera, man. We state facts, man. We state facts. Okay? Nothing but facts. But they gonna skip over this.
Hey,
I took that shit from Takashi. That's what I should do.
It also because he transgressed by wine, he's proud of them. His desire as hell is as death. He cannot be satisfied with gathering for all nations. People shall not all these take a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his.
Whoa, meaning death and destruction. That's what the Bible says.
Yeah, which means people gonna be tired of your bullshit, man. They gonna rise up against you, like it says in Obadiah. Brother brought out. Go ahead.
How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
Right. Dick clay, meaning heavy debts. The Hebrew word is ibakyat, which means heavy debts.
Yep.
Look at the American, debt clock.
clock,
right.
Almost 40 trillion. All right?
Irrecoverable.
Irrecoverable.
Right.
All right? That's how you know this place is through.
Right.
All right?
Plan on
Yeah,
paying
the
it back.
last president is in office.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And Lord willing, is Trump is the last
The
president.
writings is on the wall. The signs are there. You are being an irresponsible person if you can't see that America is going down.
Yep.
You are being foolish and you are drunk off the wine.
Right.
If you can't make the decision within your grown adult self that America is through.
Yeah.
It's done.
You're a child if you can't see that this place is done.
Right.
All right? You are a little boy or
Right.
a little girl.
they don't want to wake up.
Okay?
Right.
To over almost 40 trillion. Then they want to know why and complain. Why is everything getting expensive?
Right.
Because you gotta pay this shit back, moron.
And on the flip
Fucking idiot.
And on the flip side too, on the flip side too, you got a lot of these nations that owe America money too, man.
Yeah.
You know, owe the IMF money,
Yep.
owe the World Bank money. It's all run by Babylon the Great and the elites. Anyway, so it's just a perpetual cycle of debt servitude, man.
Right.
Okay, and they're gonna try to break out of that by bringing in. Well, they're gonna say the solution to that is what the digital currency.
Digital currency,
You know?
blockchain, crypto, stablecoin,
Exactly, man.
Bitcoin. All right. But guess what? Where's the trap? The RFID chip, the mark of the beast. That's what it's all leading to. You know about the mark of the beast, the RFID chip?
Yeah, who's going to do it?
Yeah.
Who's going to do it? That, like, I don't even know.
Yeah.
All that stuff, like liberal, Republican,
Yeah.
and whoever does it, it's done.
Yep. So don't take it. All right. Don't take that chip.
But they love technology.
Right, because that's the end all. That's why they push it in digital currency, digital ID. They're selling it to the retarded people here, so they can chip you with a market with the RFID chip. It is the market piece, which we had great millstone. We never changed the doctrine. We never swayed away. We never were paid off. Or I have been saying it, starting with our apostle elders, 4 decades. All right, 40 plus years been saying this. Okay, and now it's coming to fruition. So don't take it. All right, if you on the side, if you take that chip, you got to nuke with your name. mainline.
That's right.
Okay? That's what we're waiting on. All right? And it's coming. You see, they're about to change the whole financial system. That's why crypto is the major talk of the town. Crypto, XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin. Why is that? We want you out of physical cash and in this digital prison house for that RFID chip. Facts. They gonna skip over this. I stole that shit. You got it.
Verse 7, shall they not rise, Habakkuk 2 and verse 7, shall they not rise up suddenly, that shall bite thee in the way, that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto death.
Right, this is all you.
You get that in the NLT version and sing it, okay, loud and slowly. Check out what it says in the NLT version. The same verse that you just read, the last verse. Get that in the NLT. Money gained by dishonesty. Okay? How was America founded? By dishonesty. Okay? Robbery, lies. Okay? Stolen land, free labor. Okay? Free labor. Okay? All right? Thanksgiving. Okay? Again, back to Thanksgiving. It was put on that calendar in 1863.
Right. Just pulling up on people taking shit.
Yeah.
How about that?
Wow. Right.
They went down there.
eat your flesh as it were fire. You have heaped treasure together for the last
You
days.
have heaped treasure together
Right.
for the last days. Are we in the last days? So that's confirmation. Everything this devil is doing is fulfilling prophecy. It's to his own demise. See, that's how the Lord is playing. While you clowns are walking the earth, not paying attention, you know, looking at the world in chess, I mean, not in checkers. The Lord is playing chess on you, right? Now, continue.
Verse 4,
so on and so forth. Just by putting on the application, what demographic are you? What ethnicity are you? Caucasian. That's what it matters. So don't give me this bullshit, man. First of all, who makes up the voting block? Who makes up the voting block that puts these devils into power, even though it's controlled? Who's out there making that voting block? The so-called white man. It's facts. Google it. Trust the science, data. They make up the voting block. In fact, I'll even give you a one epistle, Edomite woman. All right? Guess who makes up among the race? The gender. It's the Edomite woman who makes the majority of the voting block. That goes to show you can't even control your vote. When a woman is voting out, okay? But this is why America be destroyed. Because you Edomites allow it. Who passed the laws to allow LGBTQ personnel rights? Don't give me this when Obama was president. Bullshit. You have to go through the Congress and the Senate, asshole. The Congress and the Senate passed it, and then Obama just signed it. Obama was code. You're the ones that allow this filth to run rampant in your lands. Bring it out. You got bring something. Bring it out.
I got two precepts I
Come,
want.
come.
You were speaking on how they hoard all these riches onto themselves.
Yeah.
You know, and ultimately we gonna end up with those stuff.
Yep.
Because you're gonna have to do the restoration. Those things, like the Lord is gonna restore those things to us, man.
Yeah, that's part of the blessing.
Right.
Getting back everything you took.
Right.
Because this is the resource on the earth is ours. The Lord said that He created the earth, the world for our sakes.
Right.
You understand that? You got to bring it up.
This is Ecclesiasticus, otherwise known as Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings and injuries and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. That's all these things. Ultimately, we're going to end up with these things. Man. Under our Lord Yahawashi, King David and the 12, all right, the 144,000 and the 1/3 obedient to the Lord, we're going to have rulership over the earth.
Yep.
So we're going to have all the resources. You know, you just holding those things for now. You hoarding them to yourself because you're being wicked.
Right.
All right, you're not fully distributing. You could get rid of hunger and homelessness if you want. Look what you're doing to these homeless people. Instead of helping them, you're trying to put them in a place where they be locked away.
Yeah. Because that's the thing. These Edomites, they want to oppress the people. That's how they keep control. They want you in poverty. They want you in destitute. They want you on the hamster wheel. So you don't focus on what the wicked shit that they're doing and what they're about to do. Okay? That's why poverty is a form of warfare. All right? Done by these devils to keep you down. All right? And not thinking. Always focus on the money, while they slowly take everything away from you and then put you in a prison house with that RFID chip. Yeah, that's the ultimate goal.
What's Scripture say? Money's a what? It's a defense.
It's a defense, right?
You take away the money,
Right.
you take away the defense.
Really, what Esau has been doing is conducting economic warfare on the people.
They can't survive without it.
Right. You know, this whole notion that, you know, you see these economies, these control on something, these wicked economies, these experts. Oh yeah, you know, the bull cycle, the bear cycle, and you know, this company and that company, and it's all smoke and mirrors. I think the leaders, all they gotta do is make a call. They call up, okay, these institutions, start with BlackRock, crash the economy, all right? Sell, all right? They sell, all right? Then, all right, now it's time to what? Call again, hey, all right, it's time for a bull run, all right? Pump the economy, all right? So the idiot retailer can buy the bull, okay? But that's not how you're supposed to invest to begin with. But that's for another topic. The point is, they control the boom and bust cycle of the economy. They control when they crash it. They control when they want to stimulate it again. It's all smoke and mirrors. So who really controls this earth?
That's why you got 8-pack.
Right.
And they're JJs, by the way, but they're the chosen people? Get the fuck out of here.
That's why these corporations have so much lobbyists too.
Yep.
You know, they argue their point. So things go
There's a meme that goes around. He said that in that meme, it said real, okay, owners of the political realm, and you see nothing but corporations on source. You see corporations. Tell these politicians, these set up like education. It's not that hard, man. You got it.
This is how Job chapter 20. It says he has swallowed down riches and he shall vomit them up again.
Right. Who's the he? Come on, man. You gotta emphasize that. What gives you the honor of the Edomites? So, okay. That's how you know they control everything. So we are saying that anti-Semitic. Yeah, we gotta speak in code because all these people out. We video them. We don't channel them. All right, that's what we know. Who's in power? The ones you can't talk about. Yeah, we got it.
It says he has swallowed down riches and he shall vomit them up again.
Right, because everything you took is going to be given back to us by Yahawashi144, what he calls Jesus. The so-called black man is coming with the angels, all right, to take everything you took along with his people. That's real justice. You see that? This is Jake right here. You are an Israelite, brother, all right? The Bible is your book, man. Get into it. Get into that Bible. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. We jump on the spirit. And that's something that they not teach. See that? Heritage has a spirit of power. Okay? East Indian, even in JJ, man. Like it says in Scripture. That was part of the process. That we would be scattered among all nations, serving wood and stone, man. Come on, man.
So now he's talking, now this is to totally get rid of the nation of Israel.
Right.
Because you can't tell.
We can't. And that's why they're scared of us, because we are saying it's not a black thing. This is a nationality. It's about the children of Israel. God's chosen people. It's about the Israelites, the 12 tribes. You have 12 tribes. But they talk about Jews one tribe. What about the 11 tribes?
Right.
But and then you plantation Christians. What are you talking about in your churches? Okay?
I may add, they hate y'all Christians.
Oh yeah. Oh, so
Some white people gonna wake up too.
this is why you're cooked. You plantation Christians are cooked. Because even them JJs know that America is New Rome. Western civilization, as they call it, is Edom. So they want America destroyed just as much as we want to destroy. But they're doing it on carnal people. We're spiritual men. We're just waiting on the Lord to use you suckers to destroy yourselves. That's how the Lord get down. The Lord's playing 5D chess. You know what I'm talking about, brothers. 5D chess. For the young brothers. Yeah, you got it.
It says, Job 20 and 15, he hath swallowed down riches and he shall vomit them up again. The Most High shall cast them out of his belly. I'm going to jump down to verse 19. It says, because he had oppressed and had forsaken the poor, because he had violently taken away an house which he builded not.
Read that again, but slowly. You see why the Lord's giving you the reason why we're in judgment? Because, so here's the reasoning. I'm going to destroy America and you Edomites that are dwelling here. Read it again.
Because he had oppressed and had forsaken the poor, because he had violently taken away an house which he builded not.
Violently taking away a man's house. Back to Micah chapter 2. All right, and that's in the
It's Job.
Job 20. Okay, Job is an Israelite.
And who's the poor, man?
Okay, the poor of the Israelites.
Israelite.
Okay, so you violently took a man's house, an Israelite man, violently. How did you Edomites get America? All right, how did you get it? Did you vote for it? Did you have a diplomatic, conference, meeting? Right? Oh, you know how they always push now, diplomacy. We need to have we need to have diplomacy. Nah, you went in like Christopher Columbus and stole that shit. Okay, and said, what you gonna do with this? All right? That's what you said. What you gonna do with this? It's our shit now. You know? That's how you went in. Had to put color on it. You know? Right. Well, they don't know how to. Okay, they don't know what to do with this land. It's our shit. We manifest destiny. Right. That's how they justified it. Oh, remember when they kicked Gad and Reuben? Okay, and I don't know if your brother's seen it. Killers of the Flowers movie over there in Oklahoma. All right. Oh yeah, the Ozoas Indians. And a brother can look it up. Just put in the Killers of the Flowers movie, and it gives you a synopsis of the movie. Okay. So when Edomites hear this, they run because they know they watched that film. All right. You devils, man. Okay. I got you, fucking cowards, man. So in that movie, okay, they pushed these. What's the name? The tribe? What's the tribe? Osage Nation, right. So they pushed the Osage Nation from the eastern part of America into the Midwest. So they ended up building a reservation, building their homes on what they call today Oklahoma. But all of a sudden, the Osage people found oil. The oil was booming. And what did Esau see? Oh shit. We gotta go in there and take it. We pushed them on that land. Now we gotta take it by ill-gotten means. So violently took it. And everybody see these Edomites were wicked. They were very, wealthy Native American women. Priced them. Called the heads. Alright, so then it was right back into what? Edomite power. Now here's the thing. Who was overseeing that? A 33rd Freemason that Robert De Niro was playing. Okay? He was overseeing that, telling young Edomite men, you gotta marry these Native American women so you can get the land. Alright? So we can keep it in the house. Facts. But you're gonna skip over this. This is why we say America's gonna be judged. And you fucking tontos, and you sell out coon jakes that are all up the white man's ass. Fuck you, you gonna die to death too.
That's how they got power in Europe. It was through all Europe. They were
Right.
marrying into the family, and they did the same thing.
Right. But let's focus on America because
I learned that
Jake gotta understand why the fuck you want to stay here. This is where the major salvation is at. The great deliverance. This is it. Let's go and emphasize that. You're absolutely right. No? You got it. That's part of the impression. Yeah, you learn their tongue. They can change up the tongue and English and Creole.
There's something from AI overview that looks at the meanings of the movie. Racism, conspiracy, and the exploitation of Native Americans are essential to both the book and the film. The title, Killers of the Flower Moon, refers to the period when settlers destroyed the Osage. The Osages were exterminated. That's how you know that's Esau. By cross-elimination, that is Esau.
That's the warning of the press. That's why it says Judah and Israel were pressed together. That's why the oppression. But that's what salvation's for, Genesis. PowerPoint entries. You got it.
Job 20 verse 20. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired.
Uh-huh.
There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits.
Right, so this is talking about the lead up. Alright, when this devil, okay, is thinking he's about to get his reward. Alright, it's talking about now. Alright, this is a prophetic. So read that part again.
It says, Job 20 and verse 22, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits.
Right, this is look how hard he had Jabin. Okay, he had a lot of resistance. How much more now with this one Bible? Okay? Not to mention, hey, the prophecies about to be fulfilled. The Lord will put spiritual power on his mighty men here in Babylon. You do it, hey, the Lord will make sure. Right? This man is not going to get a perfect one. You understand? You ain't going to be able to get your New World Order. Your New World Order is going to fail. Real talk. That's why we're just waiting on that RFID chip, the Organized Mandatory. And that's it. End of your ambitions. Bucko, keep reading.
It says, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
That's the spirit. Who's the wicked? Okay? When you go into that word, it means the laborers. That's pertaining mainly to the Israelites. Alright? And again, the Israelites, there's certain men that the Lord has selected, okay, pursuant to the prophecy in Jeremiah, okay, that have been selected for his battle axe and weapons of war, man. Alright? So we're looking forward to this chip because we know, hey, these miracles, spiritual powers are going to happen, man. Continue.
It says, when he is about to fill his belly,
Uh-huh.
the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
Right. Well, again, a lot of people will be catching hell. It's the super elite because they, you know how they're in their bunkers and they have the data, the numbers. All right. It's looking like we possibly could get our NWO. Okay, we got the chip rolling right. There's a lot of fighting, but ultimately the chip's coming out. What is it going to do right after that?
Darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him.
Right.
It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle.
Right, so that's talking about the nuclear destruction, mainly to America. All right, when the missiles hit America, it's going to bring fire. Okay, that destroying wind. That's why. Okay, the Lord told the angels, hold the four winds back. Right? So my servants can be sealed. All right, meaning the spiritual seal. Okay, so that they can be delivered from the destruction. That's the means to authenticate, meaning to prove. The Lord is proving His elect, because only the elect are going to be delivered from that destruction. That's right.
Reading on, verse 27, it says, the heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. Final verse, verse 29. It says, this is the portion of a wicked man from the Most High, and the heritage appointed unto him by the Most High God.
Next thing. Next week. Yeah, that's the portion of the wicked man. Okay? And it's justified. Again, that's true justice. You got something.
eagle,
Uh-huh.
I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord.
The Lord said, I will bring thee down. And all you see is nothing but chariot sightings, so-called UFOs. What's that all about? The Lord is basically showing his strength. He's, you use a military term, right? Edomites, saber-rattling. Well, the Lord is saber-rattling. Okay? All right? He's showing his strength, his power, his might. He's going to take you down, along with the nuclear missiles that he controls too. You got it?
Verse 17, also Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss, and all the plagues thereof.
Right, so if you're an Edomite, you're fit for desolation. So there's no salvation for an Edomite. It also would have said, or some Edomites that repent, or some Edomites that believe what we're believing in, you know, and acknowledging we got the truth. No, it said Edomites.
Edom. Also Edom.
Edom.
The house of Edom.
That's a nation.
Shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished,
Uh-huh.
and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof.
Uh-huh.
As to the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah.
As an overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah. What's that talking about? That's a future prophecy. Okay? So the Lord said he's going to overthrow Esau and Edom as like he did to Sodom and Gomorrah. Shouldn't that move you with fear if you're on the side? Okay?
And Sodom and Gomorrah, they were burnt fire came down.
Yeah, fire came down from heaven. Okay? Everybody should know the story of Sodom and Gomorrah if you claim to believe in the Bible. That's how you know. From like you always say, Lord ain't saving all right people. You ain't all right. You ain't all right. You ain't all right, man.
All left. Ain't over.
You got Jacob that can quote scriptures and even quote a whole chapter. But you bring this out, no, that's not, no way.
Right.
Nah.
Being wicked.
Being wicked, bro.
rebellious.
Yo, you gonna say something, Mark?
Yeah, you either got the elect. Everybody else in America is wicked.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why would the Lord burn them?
Right.
That's a very harsh judgment to burn people. And those who don't get burned before, they gonna starve to death, this and that. Because you're not all right, man. You know, the Bible been around for thousands of years. It ain't like we just came up with these words that we saying. We're reading them out to you, breaking them down. Well, it's exposing that you really up against God. Y'all not all right. Y'all not cool people, okay people. You are enemies of the Lord.
10 minutes? Okay.
That's all I got, son.
You got something?
Yeah, going into how, Genesis now saying that all nations could be saved. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye know how that afterward he would have inherited the blessing. He was rejected, for he found no place of repentance.
Right.
Though he sought it carefully with tears.
Right, and Paul is quoting, all right, the book of Genesis, the 27th chapter, which Ramak went into earlier, about, because Esau rejected his birthright, all right, his blessing, all right, he cried to his father Isaac. And so Isaac said, all right, you're going to have, there's going to be a period of time you're going to rule. You're going to have, it's going to be deemed as your heaven, but by the sword shall live. Okay, that's the only way you're going to keep this your so-called heaven. Because again, the kingdom of heaven, okay, is for the Israelites. Period. All right, and that's why Paul had to say what he said. All right, bring you back to remembrance our people. Don't be like these Edomites. That's another thing. Why would Paul quote, okay, in the book, what's that? Book of Hebrews, right? Talking to the Hebrews. Why would he quote that? Because what empire was ruling at that time? The Roman Empire. Which everyone should know that the Roman Empire are the Edomites. I mean, even the JJs will tell you. Esau. Right? The new Rome, Esau. Right? Western civilization is the new Rome. It's Esau, meaning Edom. That's the JJs. Come on, man.
The Lord ain't coming back to save somebody that's profane.
Right. Outside the temple. Yup. So you got more of that? You brothers got?
I got some. This is saw that it went out, a man's voice unto the eagle and said, Hear thou, I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto thee, Are not thou that remainest of the four beasts, those four different kingdoms spoken of in Daniel the 7th chapter? Right? It says, Art thou it that remainest of the four beasts, whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their
Notice
time.
how the Lord is emphasizing, I made you to reign in my world.
Right.
This is my shit.
Right.
And I'm taking it back. Okay? That, yeah, you gotta give it color. It's mine.
Right.
It's my world. I allowed you to reign in my world. Esau, Edom, cried bastard. Got it?
Art thou it that remainest of the four beasts, whom I made to reign in my world, at the end of their times I come to perfect my end?
And four beasts.
It says, "And the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past, and had power over the whole world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression, and so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit."
Right, just like the ancient Romans, at the time when they were ruling of the known world, they were the wickedness of debauchery. Salvation can't be you gotta say it.
Verse 41,
Yup.
it says, For the earth hast thou not judged the truth. For thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hurt the peaceable, thou hast loved liars,
Yeah.
and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit.
Right. Look at ancient Rome, man. What did they do to Judea? Okay? Alright? They starved the people. Okay? They slaughtered women and children. Oh, when Nero was ruling, right? He burnt his own temple, his own building infrastructure, and blamed it on Israelites. What they called, so-called Christians. The Christians are the Israelites. That's you, Edomites. That's your history. That's your so-called white people's history. When you would call yourself Romans. You should forget that history. Alright? You know you're the Romans, right?
They know it.
You should know that. Alright? At least I gotta give credit where credit is due. The Edomite supremacists, they know that they're Romans. That's why they want to bring back Rome. They don't want to worship the Bible like this clown answer. Okay? He's all about, no, we need to go back to our Roman gods and our roots. This Bible is for them. This is not our culture. He's like throwing up the Roman salute. I got respect for that. At least he knows the Bible ain't for him. I respect that shit. Keep that spirit up, man. All right? I like that. That's what you're supposed to be in. You Edomites, the Bible's never for y'all, man.
Condemns you. 2 Ezra 11 and 42. For thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hurt the peaceable, thou hast loved liars, and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and hast cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm. Therefore is thy wrongful dealing come up unto the highest, and thy pride unto the mighty. The highest also hath looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled. And therefore appear no more our eagle, nor thy horrible wings, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious heads, nor thy hurtful claws,